Hey guys and girls, so I'm going to be speaking about... Need some music on because it's a bit quiet in here. Right, so I'm going to be discussing my... Oh, let me move a bit. There you go. My unpopular opinions. So I'm going to be talking about a few things. I want to talk about my unpopular opinions on drugs and drink. Then I want to talk about my unpopular opinions on socialising. So like drugs and drink. Okay. I think I should probably start with the whole like rave culture that we have in this country. Like, I know, personally I've never been to a rave. I've only ever been to clubs, bars, pubs, that's it. Like, I've never been to a rave. I just don't know anybody that goes to raves, so I've never been, and I just don't... I think raves is more of a thing that's like for outside of London. I know that a city I grew up in, they do a rave in like in a forest, like once a year, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't really know anybody that goes to raves. I think that's more of an outside of London thing. Maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I am. The reason I'm talking about raves is because I know there's this whole stereotype of going to raves to have ecstasy or to have MDMA or to have ketamine or to have cocaine or to smoke weed. Like, there's that whole thing about like going to raves and doing that. I think that's another thing I don't like about it, because when you go to raves, most people are going to be off their face on drugs, right? Because I mean, you get people that go to raves and like, you know, go around selling drugs and shit. Like, it's just, that's not my vibe. That's really not my vibe. Like, my vibe is basically go to like a nice chilled out club, you know, good people that just want to have a fun time and just, you know, drink. I'm a happy drinker. I know some people cry when they drink. Some people are just horrible to everybody when they drink. Some people just say all the shit on their mind that's at the back of their head, but it comes out because they're drunk. Some people are a truthful drinker, some people are aggressive, some people get angry when they drink. Not me. When I drink, I'm a happy drinker. I'm like happy, I'm relaxed, I'm just like, yeah, I just chill out and do my thing. Like, when I'm drunk, it's great. Or probably when I'm tipsy, I'm more like that. But when I'm drunk, I'm just, yeah. I really loosen up when I'm drunk, you know? You don't need to drink to have a good time in a club. That's the first thing. Second thing, a rave should be about good music and dancing and having fun. Like, are you that bored that you need to take drugs to have fun at a rave? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, can you sort your priorities out? Yeah, that's just not my thing. It's not my vibe. I mean, if you want no nostrils and you want to look like a, what's her name, Daniela Westbrook, was it? The one that was in EastEnders and she did too much cocaine, she lost her nose and had to get surgery. If you want to look like that, great. You know, if you want throat holes, great. If you want a hole inside your mouth from, obviously, great. Not my problem. But, you know, all these drugs that people do at raves, it's gonna fuck you up in the long term. So then in the long term, you will just either keep doing that and get worse, or you'll get to a point where something will happen and you won't be able to go to raves anymore because of what you've done. But if I go to raves, it would just be drink, that'd be it. Okay, weed. Right, so most people don't like drugs, which is normal. But a lot of people like weed, and like my generation. A lot of you might think I'm a millennial. I'm actually Generation Z, or Gen Z, whatever you want to call it. Which is people that are born after 1993. I'm a 1996 child myself, so, I'm a 90s baby, so. Yeah, so it's just like, if I was born in 2000, I'd be 20 this year. Isn't that mad? Most people like weed, and like, it's just like, you know, when I was in school, like, half of my friends smoked weed, and then like in college, people would literally, I went to a college that is in Chapel Heath. Just gonna leave it at that. It's the only college in Chapel Heath. But anyway, so yeah, people would literally on their break, the first break of the day, and on their lunch break, people would literally sit out in the playground area, but it's not a playground, in just like the outside area, like the relaxing, like outside, like whatever you want to call it, and they would literally sit there and smoke. Like, and there's teachers, there's security, like, and no one gives a shit, or they just wait until the teacher's gone and they're just like,
smoke weed every day.
What? Anyway, it's also like, if you live in London, especially if you live in East London like myself, There's so many times, oh my God. I can't tell you how many times, right, I've gone past somebody and got a whiff of weed. Like, there's been so many times where I've walked back home, or like I've gone to meet one of my friends, or I've come back from clubbing, or I've gone to clubbing late in the evening to meet my friends, or whatever I've been doing, or I've been going somewhere and I've been out late, or whatever it is. I always, not always, but I often get a whiff of weed when I walk past somebody. Like, and some people just don't care. There's one time I think I got off the train one station late, and then some guy literally just walked past, and like he was just walking all the way down the path, just smoking weed as if it was a cigarette. Like, he just didn't care. He was just going and just walking, minding his own business. Yeah.
Don't mind me, just gonna walk down there, so I can get the bus. Yep, sick, we enjoyed that, yeah, so that's alright.
Like, he just didn't care, he just did not give a shit. I was like, wow, oh my God. Yeah. So it just shocks me, like the behaviour of people. It just really shocks me. Like, how can you just do it so casually? What if you bumped into like some police officers that came from around the corner? I mean, they don't really, not all of them care, but you know. Yeah, so drink, you don't need to have it in large quantities to have fun. And drugs, like, if you feel like you need to take drugs in your life, how boring must your life be? How boring is your life? Like, there's so many other things you could do. You could like go abseiling, you could go rock climbing, you could go skydiving, you could go bungee jumping, you could go zorbing, you could go whitewater rafting, you know, you could go ice skating, you could go rollerblading, you know, you could learn to skate, you could learn guitar, you could learn piano, you could master it, be amazing at it, you could do like tai chi, do taekwondo, do ishinru. I did that when I was a kid. Do like kung fu, you know, like there's so many other things that you could spend your time doing besides taking drugs, and it just like really shocks me how my generation is just like, yep, let's just have a sniff here, let's just have an inject here, let's just have a swallow this pill here, let's just have an LSD here. Why? Like, you don't need that to have fun. There's so many other ways you can have fun and have a good life, but hey, I'm going to shut up on that one. Is it still recording? 12 minutes, not bad. Okay. Socialising. My next unpopular opinion is on socialising. So I might do this video in 2 parts. If I decide to do it in 2 parts, this video will end now.